Welcome back to FastMonty's Garage. Today we're going to talk about this downflow radiator and a brand new shroud I designed for Pontiac GTOs, Le Manses, Tempest from 64 to 67. It also relates to early Chevelles and 63 to 66 GM trucks. All similar downflow radiators, which is more complicated of a shroud to design than a crossflow radiator. Now, if you're brand new, welcome. I restored the 69 GTO you see behind me, and in doing that, I bumped up the engine capacity. It's basically a 400 cubic inch block, but bored and stroked to 470 with a roller cam, aluminum heads, all basically Butler performance spec. If you're a performance person, I mean a Pontiac performance person, you'll know who Butler is. Issue with bumping up your capacity of your engine or power is you're going to generate more heat. Now, this is a learning curve for me. It might be a learning curve for the rest of you as well, but if you put out more power, you're going to put out more heat. It's just physics. It's the way it works. And one of the easiest things to upgrade in your cooling system is the capacity of your radiator. So that's how I stumbled across Cold Case. Cold Case Radiators, if you look inside here, the tubes are 1.25 inches wide. So depending on the radiator you get, they're either 1 inch or 1.25 inches wide. Dual core, that means there's 2 rows of them side by side. And the more surface area you have, the more opportunity to pull heat out of your coolant as air goes by. That's the easiest thing to upgrade. We're not talking water pumps. We're not talking filling water cavities in your block. We're not talking thermostats. We're only talking radiators here. Now, for those of us that want to up our game and want to be cooler in traffic and stop and go or just idling around, and you have a big engine, your best bet is most likely gigantic electric fans. And that's what I came across. So I love the Cold Case Radiator. If you don't have one yet, go visit them, coldcaseradiators.com. Use my discount code FastMonty, gets you free shipping. That at least gets you a great radiator. Now, if you have electric fans or you want to go that route, you need to maximize how much air flows over those tubes I just mentioned. Because if you have weak fans, you're going to notice right away they're not going to control your temperature very much. And I witnessed that myself, and I took it upon myself to create my own shroud for my GTO. It looks like this. Dual 14-inch fans. Notice it's wider than this radiator. Yeah, it's another challenge we're going to talk about. The other challenge I have is the difference between downflow and crossflow is obviously in the words. The older pre-mid late 60s, the older radiators, you have hot water flowing down those tubes and coming out the bottom. They figured out in the late 60s, let's switch that. Let's have the tank on the side with hot water coming in and flow along the tubes horizontally to the tank on that side. There's more surface area because this is a wider area to work with. That's a crossflow. A dual pass, you'll see water coming in the top over here, come along because there's a divider in the middle, come along, come back down. Twice the area, and I have that radiator. We're going to test that at a later date, so subscribe if you haven't. A ton more projects to come. Now, in doing that with the dual pass, the dual pass or the crossflow in the GTO, the mounting points are at the top and bottom. It's super easy for me to design because there's a mounting channel, and some like Chevelles and earlier Pontiac radiators have that mounting channel on the side. I'll talk about that later. But if you want to see what shrouds I have designed already, I have 12 of them now. So go to FastMonty'sGarage.com. You'll see them all. Just click on the Cold Case Radiator shrouds. You'll see them there. If you don't see your radiator, shoot me an email, FastMonty'sGarage@gmail.com. Let me know the part number. If I'm aware of it, I can get you a design. If I'm not aware of it, I'm going to ask you for dimensions and all that. We can work through it because it's probably pretty close to something I've already designed. Now, moving forward, I told you the challenge is how in the heck do we mount to this radiator because there's no visible mounting cues. But let's start with what the shroud actually looks like that I came up with. Oh yeah, there she is, baby. Twin 14s. I still got them to fit, but you may notice some differences here. One being, do you see my hand back here? Sorry, do you see my hand there? Yeah, we got to close off that gap somehow, and we also have to figure out how to mount it because there's really no clear way to mount it on this type of radiator. I did include flap doors. So when you are traveling at speed, you never want to see a shroud that has an area that has solid metal, because the air is just going to hit it, stop, and then create turbulence around all the other air trying to come through. So I add flap doors where I can. Now, let me show you the solution for that back area. Hey yo, there it is with the bracket mounting holes. It'll actually fit right back in here like that. I want to show you the back side first. So there's the cavity that we have open, and this is where that piece fits perfectly in that little gap, and we screw it together, and then we can put it back on. So I'm going to get to screwing. There it is. It actually screws into the sides, covers the back, and now we have these mounting tabs. You can see right there. That slips over the side of the radiator. So if you have your radiator laid down, go ahead and throw some 1.5 inch blue tape along that top edge. Okay, we got our tape down, and this is one of the difficulties with mounting to this radiator. I'll explain in a second. Let's throw the shroud on, show you a little trick. All right, you can see this mounting hole. It's slotted for a reason. There are 3 holes. There's one in the middle. Don't miss it. Get all 3. And now that you have your oval traced, you can take your shroud off. Okay, before we get to drilling and tapping or putting whatever fastener you want in there, you need to pay attention to this. This is super critical. This is an edge of a tube. So there's liquid in that, looks like a little piece of metal, right? This piece of metal is purely that. It's a structure. There's no fluid in it. So you can drill into this, you can put a self-tapping screw, whatever, but you need to be aware that's a little over 3/8 of an inch. 3/8 is 375. It's like 380 range. So if you do drill, make sure you have a lock collar on your drill bit, and you can use self-tapping screws up to 1/2 inch if you have your mounting plate on there, but I would do 3/8. And this is the largest riv nut I've found that would fit, in my opinion. This is for a 4mm screw, and that's about 380 to 390. So if you do use one of these, just be careful that you can put it in, tighten it up a little bit. It's going to shrink it a little bit, and then you can push it in further and then tighten it the rest of the way, and you'll be good to go with 4mm fasteners on the side. Now, if you have a Chevelle, there's probably an L bracket coming off of here. I need the dimensions from one of you, and so I know what to do. Then I can make that bracket just come out so you can bolt to that flange. If you have the 63 to 66 GM trucks, there is actually a bar, aluminum bar, that comes down here. It's about 3/4 of an inch. It looks like the top of the top hat radiators. You can bolt straight into that. There's no fluid in there, and I would use a 6mm riv nut to match all your other fasteners. There it is. You got about 3/4 of an inch from this surface to the top surface here, so you're still pulling air from that area. Oh man, it looks so clean. Now, there might be some tiny gaps back there. That's up to you if you want to put some insulation tape on there to fill those gaps. I mean, we're talking less than a 1/16 of an inch, but that's really your call. There she is. Pretty badass, right? Oh, you want to see fans in it? Okay. Oh yeah, those are Proform brushless 14-inch fans. Spal also makes a fan that matches, it's brushed, one of my other favorites. So either fan will fit the same shroud. Actually, all my shrouds fit Proform or Spal. But that looks really nice, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. So let me lay it down, show you some other options here. Oh yeah. If you order one of these shrouds on my website that's powder coated, it will come with these fasteners. So this particular shroud comes with 12 fasteners. The ones on the side, like I mentioned earlier, would be smaller. So these would be 4mm. I'm not including those fasteners. That's up to you to decide what screws to use. Just don't go drilling through those tubes. But all shrouds on my website are available in raw aluminum. The raw aluminum looks like this. It's not polished, but you will see witness marks on there. That can buff out with a magic eraser or red Scotch Brite. And then you can paint it or leave it like that, whatever you want. No, not an illusion. There are two different radiator styles for 66 to 67. This one is for AC cars. The one I was just showing off is for non-AC cars. And believe me, those of you with pre-68 GMA bodies, I feel your pain. There's so many models of radiator. You have manual transmission, automatic transmission, AC, no AC. 4 types of radiators, if you can believe it. Now, most of you with Pontiacs, you can actually get a modification kit and you can fit the AC unit in 64 and 65s with different mounting brackets on the bottom and probably a different swivel or water inlet on your intake manifold. So contact Cold Case if you have any questions on what radiator to go with. And after you figure that out, then you contact me and we'll figure out what shroud is best. So if you're wondering, do I have the shroud for that one? Boom, right there. Same brackets as you can see. This is from Send Cut Send. Those of you guys don't know, they're my favorite sheet metal fabrication house. They powder coat them for me. And yeah, let's take this one out and put it on there. So those of you with the pre-68 GMA bodies, finally I got to it. Now you know why. It's much more complicated to design. Spent a ton of hours 3D modeling it. Thanks to Send Cut Send for making it right the first time. And now I can provide shrouds to the world and the masses. And if you weren't aware, by the way, this, like I mentioned, is for 14-inch Spals and Proforms. I am open to designing different mounting configurations for different fans because I've been testing them. If you don't know, on my website, there is a fan test link where I've been slowly starting to populate different fans I've tested. I tested both 14s. I tested both 12-inch versions for Gen 1 F bodies. They're on there. The next test is going to be a brushless 14 from Spal, and Delta Pag is on the list too. So subscribe if you haven't. But until next time, build them fast, drive them faster. See ya!